Hello, everyone. Just gonna wait for this to load. There we go. Hey, Franca. Hey, Critter. Hey, Christine. Hey, Barbara. Huh. Hey, Brooklyn. So I was going through some stuff, and I realized that when we were talking about the stuff on yesterday's live, like listening to the audio. I mean, I haven't listened to that stuff in, since I, played it almost a year ago. Well, 9 months. Um, so I thought it might behoove us to go over some of the other stuff that we discovered back then. Now that there's 25 different lights shining on it, we could probably look at things a whole lot differently, like, how we saw things yesterday. Hey, Velvet. Hey, oh, a different Sassy Andy. Hi, different Sass. Hey, Mario. Um, so, oh wait, what happened to that? I'm sorry. I'll get my shit together in 1 second, I promise. All right, so what I'm going to show, and if you remember back in like June when we first showed these texts, Geneva, and I do give Geneva a lot of credit. I mean, she did so much work in the beginning with all this stuff. So, and Geneva was the one talking to Eric. So what I'm going to show you is a text exchange between Geneva and Eric. I think it was like the day after he got out of jail. 3 days after the baby was already like brain dead, but still alive. 3 days after Lita was saying that the baby was dead when it was still alive. And this is all when Lita's pointing the finger at Eric and Eric's pointing the finger right back. And lo and behold, they drop the restraining orders, they get back together, they love each other again. So, hey, oh my God. Hello, honey. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, that was kind of, yeah, that's going to take a minute to grow back. But it wasn't something that I love my hair. So it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I'll just say that. I had to do it. Hey, Ruth Ann. But Dish, it's so nice to see you. I know, right? The big takeaway. It's still not bald, so. Is that the winner, my haircut? Yeah, I miss my hair desperately. But it'll grow back. All right. So I'm going to put these texts up. Now, I didn't have them in the right order, like when I played them the first time. And so they're also going to be like in like not the right order, but we'll get through it. I was sitting here for like an hour before this live trying to put these in the right order, and there's like 20 different screenshots, and it's just not worth the amount of more time than I already put into it. So these are texts, like I said, between Geneva and Eric that Geneva gave to me as this was unfolding, as like the news is coming out that the baby had passed and this, that, and the other. Hey, Coco. So let me see. Let's see what. I'm trying to figure out which one was the jumping off point. And the tops are cut off, so that makes it even trickier to read. All right, we're just gonna go them like one by one. This is ER1, Eric Rosenberg 1. So I must have started it there for a reason. And then we'll just get through it. So people are asking yesterday about the dog that Lita said that she didn't abuse, and said she abused by reason of insanity. And the courts came back and said, bitch, you're not insane. But Appa or Apa, I don't know what the Appa was the name of the dog. And Eric is saying, Appa was rehomed in June. So that was like a month ago, to give you in context of where this conversation is, where he, due to an incident where he bit her and the cops got involved while I was away. So I guess Lita was being a nasty ass to the dog again for the umpteenth time. The dog reacted, and now the dog is elsewhere. Hopefully it really was rehomed, and I have a sick feeling that they just put the dog down, because heartless, soulless people that kill babies would have no problem with the dog. So I mean, I always said that the dog was her practice, and I had the clip of saying it over a year ago. I said this dog is just a precursor, because when she was pregnant, when the dog thing happened, we all found out she was pregnant through the police report. So I'm like, oh, she's bringing a baby in. This dog's a test run to see what she can get away with. Yes, and her son can talk. He he's not that verbose, but he does have the ability to speak. Thank you for the correction on that, Rita. Then he goes on to say here, the vet, his Corvette, was listed briefly in June because of the child support bullshit she forced me to go back to court for. I'm not sure what that's about with the child support. They want to charge me with contempt of court. She posted at my reluctant request, but then hid the ad later on her own. But what child support would Eric have to pay Lita? Because they weren't divorced or separated. The only child support I could see Eric paying is to his youngest daughter. So then she went behind his back and put his vet up to sell it. And I think I have a clip of that. I'll show a clip of that. Actually, I don't know if I want to show a clip of that, because it's like, a minor, and I don't want to be like, oh, look, he's posting like the minor kid on there. I know I won't post it, but maybe I'll post it on Instagram so people can see it. Because every post I make on here gets reported by Lita. Every live I do gets reported by Lita. So, I got to be kind of careful here. Yeah, exactly, Coco. Remember that? Because she keeps everything, because Lita's always five steps ahead when she's, criminalizing. And look how many felonies and murders she's had since so far, and she's still roaming free, writing records, writing books, and recording music now. A real who's an author and a singer. She's a real Meryl Streep. She can just do everything. Then he goes on to say here, I was, but not living at the apartment. So Lita was living in a nice development for low income housing, like low income renters, like a nice, beautiful development for people that don't make that much. And she found a loophole, which Eric will get into here at some point because he explains it. If I can find the right fucking order, this goes in. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. This goes right. Okay. I was, but not living at the apartment. I was on the road trucking, so I was gone most of the time. We lost our company in April due to the truck breaking down and couldn't keep fixing it. So we rented out our house to at least have it pay for itself. But what about all the money Lita was stealing from companies? Where was that money going? Because she's, how many felonies is it? 42? And I say 42 with no exaggeration. I think there might be more. And 42 felonies for ripping off companies she worked for, embezzling money, going after clients directly, putting company credit cards, filling up her truck gas tank with company credit cards. And when you fill up a truck's, it's hard for me to talk, a truck's gas tank, that's like a $500, cost. Hey, Sassy, exactly, Wisco. She took advantage of an offer from the state from Hope House for housing after our incident in January. So because of the incident when Eric got arrested for, I think it was DV back in January, after she DV'd the dog, she found a loophole to get into this housing because they said, oh, you're an abused wife, you can come here. And that's how Lita moved into that place. By a loophole, by saying, oh, she was being abused by her husband, Eric. And they felt like, Hope House was protecting her. Like, hi, Hope House, right? Yeah. But she's a good person. So much so that she still has psycho friends defending her to this very second. But moving on. I was against this from the start, but she plowed forward with it, and I was listed on her lease as part-time visitation for our daughter. An even longer explanation I don't want to go into. All right. Wisconsin. And if you want to commit a crime, move to whatever county Lita's in. Probably why she moved there. Okay, so this is going, and this jumps. So I don't know the Lita question, but Lita had a baby by C-section. They tried natural birth, but her cervix didn't want to dilate, so the doctor made the decision to go to do a C-section. Yes, the police know she left, but it was out. So that's in context to her going to Indonesia illegally and dropping her kid off. So in the midst of all this, which I said yesterday, Lita took a 3-day trip to Indonesia, 1 day to get there, 1 day to drop the kid off, and 1 day home. And she got caught on the way back. And that's Eric acknowledging that. I didn't know until after she was arrested last week for the bail jumping charge for not updating her address. Then he says it was a high-risk pregnancy from the start. The umbilical cord was attached in a weird way at the uterus, too. They wanted to do sonogram. Let me see. No, this is probably going to get cut off. Oh, okay. They wanted to, and she wasn't breathing and had to do some stuff, but otherwise, yeah, healthy. I have heard some of it. Like I said, don't mention me. And then Geneva asked, were you made aware that your daughter had been injured? I won't mention you at all. And then Eric replies, while I was in jail, yes, Saturday evening. Where will this be posted so I can see it? I get rid of that banner. Oh, there we go. So a few hours after Lita called EMS. Wisco, I said the same thing over and over again. I don't know how, when she already had multiple felonies, how she was even able to leave. How they didn't take her passport from jump, I don't know. No, she definitely went. It's been confirmed. She definitely went to Indonesia. That is a one. Eric's confirming it here in the text. Leida also confirmed it. And Rita could feel that question. She was getting charged for other shit, Kelly, like the bail jumping and other felonies. And but mind you, she still has not been charged with anything due to the death of her baby. And Rita's postulating that it's probably because postulating another word. Look at me. That she probably has two passports. But she 1,000,000% went to Indonesia, dropped the kid off, and flew back. And the only reason why she got caught, and I think if I had this the right way, because, to know every arrest, but I think she was driving on the highway and a cop passed her, saw her, realized that, like, she did not update the address. And then that's how she got arrested for bail jumping. The bail jumping arrest had nothing to do with her going to Indonesia. It was just coincidence. That bail jumping, that particular bail jumping arrest had nothing to do with her going to Indonesia. It had to do with her not updating her address on the state records because she's on bail and a horrible fucking person. And this is Rita's area of expertise, so I would listen to her. I mean, do I keep her around? But she 1,000,000% went, dropped the kid off. And then, because at that time we were saying, well, did the son do it? Or like, does she know she's going to get arrested and she's dropping the son off at Eric's house? Because as we found out yesterday, CPS was called to Lida's house because Aless was outside for hours, cold and unattended. So maybe she felt that, she was about to lose both kids, get arrested. I don't know, but she went to Indonesia, she dropped them off, and she came back lickety split. Yeah, and I have that posted too. I have the picture of her posted at the consulate with her son. So there's also probably a possibility that they didn't take any passport when she got arrested or what got bonded out. I don't know, but she definitely went and she definitely came back and she got arrested just by chance. Had nothing to do with her even leaving the country. Okay. So moving back to these. All right, so that's 4. That's 3. Oh, I read that one. Okay, we already read that. Oh, so that's 2 of the same. Let's go to 6. Okay, so all right, so I found the right one. This helps the order of the flow in the chat. All right, so here Eric is saying, yes, she went to the consulate to apply for Allie's dual citizenship and get her Indonesian passport. Her American one was also applied for. So I guess that's when they were at the consulate on, was it the 2nd or whatever it was? And then there's Eric confirming she did leave the country last week, took her son home, and left him with her parents, then returned. And then we go back into APA being rehomed. As I told you, these are a little bit out of order, but we'll get through it. We're smart people. Okay, that one we read. That one's like the last one, I think. Okay, that one's about to slap. Okay, so here Eric is saying it was the neighbor who called. I slapped her. I believe that's the neighbor I had up and interviewed, because there were two neighbors that are involved. The one that I had up and interviewed that went to the hospital with Leida, who witnessed everything, who witnessed, because this is how it was explained to me by the neighbor. And the neighbor took a lot of risks doing this live with me. But from my understanding, when when the baby was, when she did like what she did, she was running down the hallway in the apartment building with the baby just like in the arm like this and the head going like this. And God forgive me, I'm not even trying to make fun, but that's how it was explained to me. Like, it wasn't her like holding the baby, or, it was just like the baby in like a limp arm, just like, and she's like this, and the baby's head, and that's how it was explained to me. Like no care at all. Like the deed has been done, and then that was just her, like, being, oh my God, look, my baby, and like, help me, and I got slapped and Bell's palsy. Oh, sorry. Wait. Okay. Um, the neighbor called. I slapped her. She left. I went to a neighbor. I left, so pretty much that quickly. The slap was many weeks of pent up frustration at her and her behavior from the January incident, which is the dog incident. So when he mentions January, that's a dog. With the dog, to all the meltdown she had while I was away about the dog and this or that. Had to talk her down from a meltdown almost every day, but definitely every week. Always about something. Frustrated, I could never show her I was frustrated with her, or angry at her back and forth attitude about the dog or this or that. Anger at being forced to go back to, I guess right. And but to court over child support, even though it was done in June, and all the resulting BS with that. Angry about her pushing the apartment thing. Anger at having to move out and rent out the house to cover its bills. All this anger and frustration was pent up. I wasn't allowed to show her I was upset. If I even raised my voice, she melted down and accused me of abusing her. This was all released at once due to I'm sorry, due to poor drink. I don't know, something. The slap wasn't even from downtown. I don't even know what that means. No wind up, just a reflex from the hip. Done before I even knew I did it. Definitely not enough to power behind to do anything at all. Here he goes. Definitely not enough power behind to do anything to Allie. If I had even hit her, which I didn't, my aim was true. And as the neighbor who I had up, who I interviewed, she said the baby was fine, full of life, happy when Eric was gone. And Lita didn't call the EMS. It wasn't Lita that called EMS. And again, this is Eric's, like, I think this is him, like, just out of the clink or like one day out. So it wasn't, and by the way, Lita never called EMS, by the way, like with her baby who's dying and sick that she killed, that baby, poor Alyssa. She didn't call 911. She didn't call the ambulance because The other neighbor called EMS and the ambulance and 911 when they saw Lita running down the hallway holding the baby by its ankles, more or less. Like she just caught a fish. And this is a lot of stuff that I couldn't say for a long time. And even when I had the neighbor up who I interviewed, she still couldn't say a lot of it because, you know, she's been talked to by police. Obviously, she's witnessed a lot. And we didn't really want to jeopardize anything, but when we did the interview, it was like, listen, it's been like 7-8 months now, and no one's moving on this. And like, how long are we going to sit here with this woman roaming free, writing songs, writing books, and laughing it off? Her last book, I think, unless she's written 5 more, because I hear she pumps out like 5 books per week on Amazon. Good for her. But unless she's written 5 more since then, I think Julia told me last week or the week before that she just wrote a book about her baby dying. Remorseless isn't even the word, Velvet, but let's keep doing this. All right, so instigating, who knows? I'm not inclined to think so, but who knows? As far as interviews go, probably not. I plan to write a book in the near future. And this is after Eric said Leah's a piece of shit. She killed the baby. I can't stand her. I want nothing to do with her. Leah saying Eric did it. He killed the baby. He slapped her. I want nothing to do with him. And I'm worried about my face and the facial paralysis. And I'm done with his abuse. And she got a restraining order against him. And she filed for a divorce. And then she took the restraining order against him away, and then she rescinded the divorce, and then they got remarried, and they started taking trips together, and they all loved each other. Like, Eric needs to be in jail as much as Lita does at this point, because he took her back. I would have given Eric the pass, because even in my heart, I knew like that Eric would never do that to a baby. I knew Lita would, and I said this whole time since I've been covering this that it was never Eric that did this, but seeing parasite Eric's behavior and taking her back, because she said, "Oh, I'll give you the son you always wanted," and that's all Eric needed to hear. And I have it in the text. I'll give you the son you always wanted if you take me back. And Eric forgot the poor girl that his wife just killed, and then started picking her up in his fancy vet, going to Wisconsin Dells on the weekend, dressing up in fur coats like he's Kramer, with the Jesus Christ Superstar jacket around him, walking down the fucking street with the cane. All my Seinfeld people appreciate that joke. Horrific. Like, he needs to be like in there with her, because he took her back. And I was on Eric's side when I was reading this on the live, because he was going off on Lita and how terrible she is. I'm like, oh, at least Eric finally woke up. It only took her killing his baby to do it, but nope. All right, where are we now? Eric even thinking that they go back to TLC and Sharp's a joke. They want nothing to do with them. Lord. Okay, 10, let me see. Okay, we read that one. That's 11. Okay, we read that one. Where's 12? So here Eric is saying it's a homicide investigation until it is not, they said. The call went in between 1900 and so what is that, 7 o'clock? Get out minus 12. So the call went in between 7 and 8 Friday evening. And she left Saturday evening and arrived back in time. Did the police see Alyssa when you came back on the DV call on the 4th? I believe they did. She was probably holding her. Hold on, I'm actually talking to Leida's neighbor right now. We're texting back and forth. I just want to make sure I have everything right. I just asked her if she wanted to come up, but I'm sure the first time she came up was daunting. So, but like, now that we have a little bit more liberty to speak, because the autopsy showed what we've been saying since day one, and that's why I've been so resolute, because I knew she did it the whole fucking time. All right, so let's go back to these. That's 12. What's 13? All right, this is going to be cut off, but shit, I wish I could get the top of this one. Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay. Technically, Alyssa was gone when she arrested in the apartment. So Eric right there is saying that Lita killed that baby dead in the apartment. And that's why Lita didn't care that the baby was still alive, but in a brain dead state, because in Lita's eyes, she did the fucking job. Case closed, it's over. So that's why Lita was so quick to say the baby is dead, even though it was brain dead. And it's a 5-week-old baby, even if there's like a 0.00001% chance that your baby might pull through, you're still going to wish and pray that your baby pulls through. Unless, and I'm no parent, but I would think that any parent in that situation would be doing everything they can, asking everybody to pray for a miracle. But that didn't happen here. Because what you watched me show yesterday was Lita saying, I've written it off. I'm at peace with it. The baby's gone. Now, what I have to worry about is Eric and my face and the restraining order. Her words, verbatim. So Alyssa was gone when she was arrested in the apartment. According to the doctor, the swelling caused her brain to herniate, and that's when she stopped breathing. They revived her enough to get her breathing, got her to the hospital, because the neighbor did say that on my interview with her, that she did see them resuscitate the baby, but then it was just, all for naught. But it was machines that kept her body alive at the time. The final brain death test was done. Hold. Was done on the 9th. Did she suggest that you both move to Indonesia and have a son? She talked about moving to Bali many times over the years, splitting time, et cetera, et cetera. What specifically are you referring to her saying that? Do you think she doesn't want you to divorce her so you can't testify against her? I don't know. That's Geneva asking him questions. And then I'm skipping around here, but he's saying, yes, he is with the grandparents, meaning Alessa's son, not in a state custody, still waiting on autopsy results. Everyone feels it was intentional, though. So there's Eric right there saying that everyone feels it was intentional, though. Everyone being Eric, the neighbors, the medical examiner, the police, and he right here. Even the medical examiner went into it from feeling like that. Yes, she is the key witness. All my interviews have been questioned about her and subsequently about her son, who is very autistic. They told me I was not a person of interest given I was sitting in jail. Her statements the night of the fight don't even mention anything about Alyssa. And that's what I said yesterday on the live. when she's at the hospital, when she's at home with the Disney movie in the background. None of it mentions Alyssa. 0.00. She might say, oh, and Alyssa's dead, but Eric's the real meanie. Like, and I'm just getting intel from the neighbor who I had up on my interview. She just told me now the first neighbor tried CPR, and then a second neighbor tried CPR, and that's when they called 911. So Lita, holding the baby by its ankles, running down the hallway, is frantic, going from neighbor to neighbor with her, you know, with her brain dead. And God forgive me, I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to be snarky when I say brain dead baby. It's just the way it is. So, and I kind of have to be blunt as a spoon here because it hurts like hell to fucking talk. I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. So after one neighbor, and isn't Lita a trained medical doctor? I'm sorry. Didn't she tell the whole world that she was a doctor for how many years? Meanwhile, she's stealing fucking tens of thousands of dollars, making $8 an hour at some glass company in Wisconsin. But Lita was saying, I don't know, there's a spine fracture. How'd that happen? I'm fine, Kelly. It's just bad weather and bad luck. Um, Her statements tonight of the fight don't even mention anything about Alyssa. She even declined EMS for the slap. So when they were there the first time that night, when, you know, Eric slapped her, you know, Lita didn't need EMS then or there, and she didn't need it for the baby. That she tried to pin the baby's death on Eric, saying, well, Eric slapped me and he must have slapped the baby too. But then she didn't want EMS there. So how does that work? And again, God, if someone could send a prosecutor, was it Adams County, Wisconsin? Is it Adams County? My information and give them all of this for me, I will be happy. Like I will drive to Wisconsin with bells on. Because I don't know how you could read this from the husband and like any jury member would be like, okay, this bitch did it. Open and shut case. I don't get it. All right, what is this? 17. Yeah, and that's pretty much the gist of this exchange. He's, oh, don't give it to John Yates. He's a parasite. But let me see. There's a couple other things I wanted to pull up. I didn't want to bother the police. I'm sure that they've already been bothered enough with people from the internet, so I didn't want to tack onto it. I did contact the district attorney. This was back in January 2025. I did email the DA in the puppy case, saying that, like, you know, I've known about this one for years. We have a history, and, you know, I could give you a lot of information. And she was like, you know, I appreciate the help, but once the investigation's open, I can't talk to, you know, randoms. So I figured I would get the same information from I get the same story from somebody else, so I didn't bother. And and seeing how slow Wisconsin works, she's not even been charged. Not only is she not in jail, she's still out on bail for 40 felonies, and there's been no criminal charges in the death of her baby yet. Like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Like that's how everybody must wake up in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Um. But I did want to pull up something else. Hold on, I'm just pulling up my Instagram. Where is it? Hold on, I'm still scanning. Oh, wait. Oh my god, I had the whole thing on scroll the whole time. Jesus. Hold on. Hold on. This would have been easier. If I ran away, I would end the stream. Okay, so this is what I just showed. In one long piece, which I guess I should have led with because I forgot that I posted it. So I'm just gonna like go through this here. I'm just making sure that like I covered everything here. We went through that. All right, that's her going to the consulate to get the citizenship. She did leave the country last week, took her son home, and returned. That's about the dog. Oh wait, let me verify this because it says she freaked, asked the neighbors for help, and then they called the cops. Did you guys call the cops? Okay, so I just asked the neighbors, did you guys call the cops about the dog? And she said no. And she's been pretty like point blank and forthcoming with everything she said to me, so she'd have no reason to lie to me about that. So when Eric is saying here that she freaked, asked the neighbors for help, and they called the cops, that's a lie. I need the Maury graphic. We have determined that that's a lie. But what else is new? So then Eric says it was the dog or the family, according to her. It was the last attempt made to save my family. So Lita was saying, well, it's either me, your daughter that I'm about to kill, and your stepson that doesn't like you, or the dog. And Eric should have picked the dog, man. The dog was the only person, only human being, not human, only being in that household that probably ever gave Eric any type of love. And then Geneva, holy shit, that she left the damn country. Did the police know that? Were you and Lita together when your daughter was born? Obviously, a very sweet pup. I'm sorry that happened. All right, and then we talked about the C-section. We talked about that. We talked about the pregnancy. Then Geneva asked, was she born healthy? Are you aware that Lita is trying to insinuate that you had something to do with what happened? Have you heard the audio recording of her acting so cold while your daughter was still alive? And then Eric said she wasn't breathing and had to do some stuff, but otherwise, yeah, healthy. I've heard some of it. Like I said, don't mention me. Then Geneva says, when were you made aware that your daughter had been injured? I won't mention you at all. Well, while I was in jail, yes, Saturday evening. So, I mean, and like, again, I want to feel bad for Eric because he's finding this stuff. You know, Eric goes to jail. And like, I had sympathy for him at that point because Lee's a piece of shit and so is Eric. But, Lee's got this golden pussy that Eric can't say no to. I don't know what is wrong with Eric. And I don't use the word pussy like that ever, but like, when the shoe fits, man. And I felt bad for Eric. If you watch the original live where I covered this, I'm like, Eric would never do this. I had his back. Not that I had his back, but like, I'm like, it's Leida. It's Leida. I know it's Leida. Eric wouldn't kill his own baby. I know it. Beer flavored, like, and I was thinking, like, what a great interview to have Eric on. Me and Eric. I'm like, that would be something, right? And then what does Eric do after all this bullshit? He takes her back 3 days, picks her up in the vet in fur coats. Oh, and then she got a new car. And then she bought a new car with personalized license plates that say baby killer. No, I'm sorry. It says BBYKLLR. No, it doesn't say that either. I'm sorry. I just had to because that's me. And then she had a bumper sticker on her car that says, I don't break for babies. Oh, John, that is the limit. I'm sorry. It's just aggravating because I've been saying this and you guys know it. And you in my chat, I've been saying it to you. We've all stood together with this. And it's just nice to finally get validated. Hey, Payne. Exactly. And he was setting her up. And Eric had he had the balls in his court, man. He was in jail. This perfect alibi. The baby, when he went to jail, the baby was happy, healthy, jovial. And then while he's in jail, he finds out that not only did his baby brain dead, but is on the verge of dying. And this crazy bitch is going off on him about it. Hey, Polly. No, she needs to end up in Guantanamo Bay, getting waterboarded every fucking night. That's where she needs to be. In perpetuity. Oh, perpetuity. Lord, I gotta do these day lives more often. My vocabulary is way better in when the sun's up than at night. I just said in perpetuity. Get it? And then again, if you want me to play it again, I will. But she's saying, I feel good. I feel great. I moved past it. The baby's dead. Let's dye my hair blonde, which she does the next day. Well, when don't make me laugh. It hurts. Sorry. Ugh. Perpetuity. Use that in a sentence tomorrow in front of your friends. You'll definitely get like an eyebrow lift. Oh dang, John, were you listening to John Yates? Because I'm rebranding on my new John Yates vocabulary program. All right, moving on. So Ginny asks, where were you living? Has there been cause? Blah blah. He goes, to answer your question, we were together up until the fight, and subsequent events of the weekend. All right, we read that. We read that. Oh, but we didn't read this. He says, ironic, they say she is trying to pin it on me. She says her reason for coming back was for love and believes we can salvage this. It practically begging me not to divorce her. And meanwhile, while this sex is coming into us, she didn't file. I think a day or two later, she filed the RO against him. Rita, maybe you could give me the timeline. Actually, it's on Jenny's page. Just look it up there. And then she filed for divorce right after, and then she took it all away. So Jenny's saying, so they think she's a person of interest because I think we all know she had something to do with it. Do you know why Leida said your daughter had passed on the 6th? Do you think she doesn't want you to divorce her so you really can't testify against her? Did she suggest that you both move to Indonesia and have a son? So let me check the chat. I just go back and forth. Okay. Well, I'm actually glad I'm replaying this. I'm not one for like playing like old material because I feel like it's a waste of time. But I think in this, for this reason that like, we did talk about it a lot almost a year ago when it happened, and then it fizzled and we haven't heard anything. So I think it's important to replay this stuff. A, because we forgot about it, and B, knowing what we know now, we could see how they lie differently. So that's the reason why I'm going through this old stuff again, because I think it's super important. And I know a lot of new people are covering this now that don't know Lita, or because someone on TV killed their baby. It's going to be big news, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to cover it. Granted, so I want to make sure that because I hate to say it, but you heard it here first. So if people do want information on what they can play, and you could use my YouTube, any YouTuber can use what I'm showing here. I have no problems with that. My only request is that like you tag me in your video and say like where you got the information from. That's all I ask. In the description. I hope that other YouTubers, like true crime people, whatever community you come from, I hope that they can use this information. So I'm happy to let any YouTuber use my information as long as it's as long as you just cite me. I know that's asking too much. So she checked herself into University of Madison Psychiatric Hospital on Sunday. She realizes she is the most hated woman in her apartment in America and probably the world when she gets that far. She says she's not safe to be alone. And then you took her back, Eric. So you ate the steak, like Judge Judy would say. You ate the steak, you complained about it, and then you got your money back. That's Eric eating the steak. Technically, Elisa was gone when she arrested in the apartment. According to the doctor, the swelling caused her brain to herniate, and that's when she stopped breathing. What a sin. They revived her enough to get her breathing, get her to the hospital. But it was machines. We read this already. So then Ginny's saying she apparently texted someone that the night before she wrote the letter to get the RO drop. Know nothing about it. Are the cops suspecting what happened to Alyssa went international? It is a horrible investigation until they say, okay, we read that, blah, 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 blah. All right, then he goes into the slapping, which we read. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even know I had it posted like this. This would have been a lot easier. And that's it. Okay. For that part. All right, are you talking about when she was on the show and they got one Subway, they got a $5 foot long? That's like when that's back when Subway still had the $5 foot longs. You can't find those anymore. Like that's like forced now. But they got like a turkey $5 foot long sub from Subway, and he cut it into like 18 pieces to feed everybody in her family that just traveled from Indonesia. Are you talking about that Subway sandwich? here's here's your 1 gram of turkey. Good grief. Okay, let me see here. Oh, and that's when I said, and Lita was doing everything. Like, all right, how much time do I have left? Because I want to keep these to an hour. Oh, we're at the hour long now. Let me just show a couple more things. I'm going to end this because I don't have much left in the tank. Like this is her. This is her liquidating everything she owned. The Corvette there, rice cookers, trucks. Let's see here, lamps, fish tanks, couches, dog cages, a truck. Oh, and there's a famous rice cooker next to a microwave. She was literally liquidating everything she owned, houses, cars, right after this all happened. Who does that? When you're already stealing tens of thousands of dollars from companies. What is this? Oh, that was Lita being chummy and chats while this is happening. Let me see. Is this the letter she wrote the judge? Oh, that's the letter she wrote the judge saying, "Oh, hey, we're both moms. I just lost my daughter. Cut me some slack." And again, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this again, and then tomorrow we can continue. Oh, this is her at the consulate. That's her little son there, which I blocked out. Look, July 7th, she updated her cover photo. Her baby was still alive at that point, guys. And she had to like do this weird thing where she has like a 1 centimeter neck, and she made herself look like I don't know, some trans version of an Asian Barbie doll. I don't know how better else to promote that look. Trans Asian Barbie, like I don't know. I don't know what look, but that's what she was concentrating on July 7th when her baby was still alive fighting for its life. Oh wait, yes, verbal. I can't play that clip though because I'm not going to play the son on my live because they'll say, "Oh look, John's playing her autistic son. Can't do that. Let's defend the baby killer." I don't know that, like, I don't know, but this is while her baby's fighting for its life. Like, it just, it's incredibly. Let me see here. Oh, look, this is her putting the house up. 3-bedroom, 2-bath of rent available July 1st, 2025. And that was the marital home. There's Eric's Corvette, which they kept, so Eric could pick her up, which was in sale. There's the trucks that she was driving that don't work, according to Eric. And here's somebody on one of the trucking sites calling Lita a scammer and not to buy anything from her because she fucks people over. Oh, I love Suits. Please don't put anything. Listen, speaking for Harvey, Donna, Mike, and Lewis, we want nothing to do from the Suits team. Harvey Specter just texted me right now. He said, Harvey just texted me, John, just let everybody know that me, Donna, Lewis, Jessica, and the whole Suits team want nothing to do with this bitch. Hey, Teresa. All right. That's the Adams County death notice. Yeah, I think we're good for now. I think it's a good stopping point now, I think. Ugh. So yeah, and again, I will give Jenny the credit. She did a lot of work with this, and wait, someone just texted me that Eric has yellow fever. Oh my god, yellow fever. Was that after like the plague of locusts came to your fucking house, bro? Like, oh. Lord. But yeah, let me see one more thing. All right, I'm gonna read this, and then we're gonna end it. Let's see if I get through it. All right. So in this is a handwritten, obviously a handwritten letter that, like, you don't have fucking Word. What's like the cheap Word? Like when you can't afford like Microsoft Words, the Office Suite, like they give you like the generic Word, like the no frills Word. What is it called? That Eric, like, when you get Paint. What's it called? Of course it is. I also have bubonic plague. That's why I have to shave my head. I don't know. But let me try and read this. Oh, okay. To the Honorable Judge Bennett, my name is Leida, and I'm currently in custody. I don't know what that word is. For bail jumping. Why would you write a handwritten letter like that? What, for a personal touch? Like the issue. This bail jumping is because I haven't updated my new address and my new phone number. And the balls for Leida to write this letter to a judge after she went to Indonesia illegally to drop off her son. So, like, she's telling the judge here, and again, please, Wisconsin, who's ever doing this case, get me there. Put me on the fucking stand, man. But if the judge knew that Leida was writing this letter to them while she just left the country illegally, like, and how does the judge not know that? Oh, okay. This issue has never been intentionally. I haven't done that yet just because a few days after I have finally moved and settled in that yet. Just because a few days ago I have finally moved and settled in. But that doesn't make any sense. I haven't done that just because a few days after I have finally moved and settled in, I lost my child. And since then, I think I haven't even think about anything after the death. Oh, well, if this judge wants, I can give her the video clip of saying, oh, the baby's dead. I've accepted, I've moved on. And Leida said that 2 weeks before she hand wrote this fucking letter. Like, there's nobody on earth that knows this fucking evil bitch more than me. I have. There's no one. And I beat her in court 2 times, which was amazing. I mean, this whole letter is a lie. So I can't get out of the death of my child. Very end, and oh my God, I am devastated. I am a mother. Regarding the phone number, and she goes, "Oh, I lost my baby. I'm devastated. My mother. Oh, by the way, back to the phone number and why I shouldn't be in jail. There's no empathy because sociopaths don't have human feelings. They don't." Listen, if I had to take the Wisconsin bar exam, is there a test coming up? Just so I can be admitted. And by the time this trial rolls around, I'll probably be like an admitted lawyer to the Wisconsin bar. Because all you need to do is pass the bar to be a lawyer in the state to practice law, honey. And it's not like I didn't take the LSATs already. And I did them in New York, which is like the hardest state to get like your law license in. I think New York and California are the two hardest ones. So, but obviously, I'm not going to be there. I mean, I might be there as a witness, as someone in. I'll definitely be in the courthouse when this is in trial. I will be in Wisconsin every fucking day of this trial. Not the felony bullshit with not that her crimes against companies are bullshit, but I will be there for the baby case. Trust and believe I'll be there. I was aware that the paper got me the wrong phone number and the correct one. Therefore, I never thought I had to notify the court for change of anything. The number on I can't read this. I was supposed to go to court to sign and date my letter. About requesting to withdraw the restraining order. So in this letter, she's already saying, "Oh, I'm going to withdraw my restraining order too, because me and my criminal fucking husband are going to have a son, and who cares about the baby that we just killed? It's the baby's dead. Let's move on." I have, right? Leader's words, not mine. When I was going in, he said, "I don't know, man." But I remember reading this like almost a year ago, and there was one line that she said which really pissed me the fuck off. Oh, here it is. And like and what's with the crossing out? Oh God. I am sleepy. I don't know what that says. To be relaxed. I want to be relieved from the unintentional violation. And from one mother to another mother, I'm hoping that you can understand. Fuck you. From one mother to another mother. Like the hubris again. One mother to another. She probably already is. Oh no, when I tell you I will be there, I will be there. Like I don't have time to go to Wisconsin every other day to be there for Lida's other 40 felonies. I just don't have the type of day, but I will be there when it'll be John Yates boots on the ground in Wisconsin. I'll be eating a lot of cheese those 2 weeks when she goes to court. Because here's what's going to happen. She's going to get charged. She's going to plead not guilty. And then we're going to go to court. Now I'm being told that Maria's best friend, Miss X, the one that gave Ginny all the information to give to me, is now saying that Leah's been framed. She's innocent. She's not going to get charged. And Lord, the only thing that tells me is that I made the right decision. I tried to be chummy when I came back with everybody. And as you can see, that just all blew up in my face. So now I'm doing just this on my own. And anybody defending Lita, after the medical examiner in the autopsy said that the baby was killed due to Lita's malfeasance, anybody who could still defend Lita shows you what kind of people they are. I don't know what to say to that. I've gotten 8 million texts today about it, and I don't want to mention anybody, but if you hate me so much that you would rather defend a baby killer than say, "Oh, John's right," then that's all I need to know. And that's what you're telling the world, that you're so blindsided by your seething hate and jealousy of me that you would prefer to, instead of saying, "Oh, John's got right," to defend the baby killer when the medical examiner, autopsy is saying that this baby died from non-accidental reasons and the mother did it. So that's all I need to know, man. And that's a big part of why I came back to cover this again for the second time, because I had shut this all down. I wanted nothing to do with anybody. I was tired of this leadership going nowhere. I was tired of the people defending her. I was tired of YouTube. I was tired of it all. So here we are. And let's just pray that baby Alyssa, and if anybody wants to come up here and tell me that Lita's innocent, I will happily give you the link. Maria, if you'd like to come up and take the link and tell me how innocent Lita is, you're more than welcome. Because I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around anybody. Like, I understood. And, like, what I got mad about before in January of last year in 2025 with the dog stuff was that, like, I was saying Lita did this to the dog, and nobody wanted to fucking listen to me because they all hated me so much. So Lita was with all these people that didn't like me, all these YouTubers that didn't like me, with YouTubers who, like, had some brains, but their hate for me was so clouded that they allowed Lita to be in their chat saying, "I didn't do anything to the dog. John Yates just hates me," and they all ran with it. And to those people, I say, you have a hand in baby Alyssa's death. That's how I honestly feel. Because do you think for 1 second, I'm just being honest here, and that's how I feel, and I don't care. When the dog stuff came out, I was the only person on earth saying, Lita did it. She hit that dog. I know who she is. And all these other people that just didn't like me for a certain reason, or multiple, said, "Oh no, John Yates he just hates Lita. They've hated each other for years, and he's wrong." And you gave Lita a false sense of security. You did. You gave Lita a false sense of security by allowing her in your chat saying that, like, no, Lita would never hurt a dog. And then what happens? She hurt the dog, and then not even 6 months later, she kills a baby. And maybe, I'm just speculating here, but maybe, just maybe, had one of those people had said to Lita, just one time, one of those chats, "Hey, Lita, like, I read the police report. Despite what John Yates has to say, it's pretty damning against you." But not one person said that. Not one person said that. And that gave Lita a false sense of confidence. Well, listen, all these people are defending me, saying I didn't beat the dog, when the police report says I did, my husband says I did, CPS says I did, the court says I did. So you gave her a full sense of confidence to maybe take the next step and say, well, if I can get away with killing a dog, a puppy, who's to say I can't get away with killing a baby? Am I making any sense here? So all I know is that I can sleep at night, because I knew it the second that dog stuff came out. I knew that she beat that dog. Just like the second that baby stuff came out, I knew she killed that baby. And I really think everybody who was giving Lita a spot on their channel because they just didn't like me gave her a false sense of confidence that would say, if a lot of people said, Lita, you did that to the dog, I don't care what John Yates says, I read the police report, you're a horrible person, maybe Lita wouldn't have taken the extra step to say and do what she did against her baby girl. I don't know. but it's certainly within the realms of reasoning, and it's got a ring of truth to it. It is. It's like they say pot is a gateway drug, right? Like, who grew up in the 80s? Who grew up in the 80s? Pot's a gateway drug. If you smoke a little bit of pot, you'll be doing crystal meth and cocaine and crack and heroin and all that. Remember that? So just like, you know, what Bill was saying here, the puppy, using that analogy or that metaphor, well, she started off with the puppy. She got away with it. And then she moved on to a baby, bigger and better. And tell me in the comments if I'm being completely wrong about this. Because I think I'm pretty spot on.
Is there anyone out there who still isn't clear about what doing drugs does? Okay, last time. This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
And again, I'm not saying like, that anybody, at the end of the day, Lita did that to her baby. And I'm not saying that anybody in this community drove her to that. What I'm saying is that people gave her such a false sense of like confidence that she could do all these horrible things. I mean, like, I remember going live, but the first time she like robbed companies, and she'd be in their chats like, "Oh, well, Leah's a great person, and she didn't rob anything." And I got that for years and years and years and years about, and Lita would just run to people that didn't like me, and they would all, and they would give Lita this unearned sense of confidence. I'm sorry, but I'm right, and I'm right. And to the people listening who hate me, I'm right too. And when I tell you, I had no, like, after last week and a week ago, with all that drama, I was like, okay, I tried to come back, and I thought we could be chummy because we could all agree that Lita was a horrible person. And then what do I see? Lita's in all their chats because they still want to ingratiate a baby killer, a dog beater, a company robber into their lives. So much so that Maria is going live saying that Lita's a great person and she's not going to get charged. But if that's what you want to go down with, you only show the world what I've been saying for a decade about you is true. You're a fucking psychopath. So I win both ways. I don't care what anybody has to tell me. I win. And you know who didn't win? Alyssa. There's the real loser in the whole situation. That poor baby Alyssa. And the poor dog, Appa, I don't know. And I would like to see a picture of Appa being rehomed because in my head, I'm sure either Lita killed that dog or they put it down. Yep, last night. Marielle, you still in the chat? Because that's how I heard it. Here, I'll play it. I have a clip. I just got sent to me.
How does she feel about the fact that the medical examiner came back and said child death was not?
Can you hear it?
I heard it's important to know for a while. It's not anything new. I'm sure the mayor.
Wow, I can't even listen to this. It's Maria defending Lita, saying that Lita didn't do anything, and that report that we're all talking about has been out for a while. Jesus fucking Christ, man. And this is why I want no part of this shit, because you like is there a date on the report? Let me go look at it. I just can't believe you'd still be lying to protect Lita. I can't believe it. I like the medical examiner, the autopsy, the neighbors, everyone is saying, what is your goal in defending Lita? Is that what you want to go down as? Like the person who stood by Casey Anthony's side this whole time? Like that's what you want to be remembered as. Should we start a GoFundMe for Lita? I mean, clearly she must need the fucking help.
Oh, honey?
No, I'm live, babe.
You told my job.
I'm live. And you know, I just. All right. I'm trying to make this like so you could hear it.
He said it's important to know for a while. It's not anything new. He was aware of it. And he said that so they had told him that
Maria's lying on this interview right now. Somebody get this fucking guy to my channel right now. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't know who this guy Maria on this slide that Maria went live with last night, but God Almighty, Maria,
You're sad.
Maria.
Come on, girl.
Don't you want to do one good thing on the internet?
She don't know what good is.
That's how you want to be remembered. As someone who's been a nuisance to every social media platform for over 10 years now. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. And then and you're getting up there in age, Maria. What are you, 70 now?
90?
So you got that, and then you're gonna go down for everyone in the world already says that you're a horrible person. And then you're gonna double down and say and go down defending a baby killer. I mean, you can't make this shit up, man. You just fucking can't. Oh, I really want to post more, but we'll save it for tomorrow. But I guess they're all gonna show us. I don't know. Ask Maria. I sure did. I don't think she ever wanted a daughter. She probably never wanted to get pregnant, and she probably didn't want a daughter because of, like, their culture and whatever. Because I did see, and I gotta find that text where Lita texts Eric, and I have it. Just gotta find it. Hey, I'll give you the son you always wanted, which kind of reinforced like those old stereotypes, like with Asian people wanting the son and daughters don't matter and all that bullshit. And probably to hurt Eric as well, because Lita's always hated him. She cheated on him with Irish Ball. She's filed for divorce against him, what, 3 or 4 times now? She said that he's repeatedly abused her and beat her, but they still are happily married. I don't get it either. I have no idea. That's why I said if you want to commit a crime, go to where Lita lives, because you'll get away with literal murder.
Wisconsin.
Give me 1 second, trying to find something.
I'm going to try and get the clip from the YouTube channel, which I'll play. Hold on. Oh, I'm listen. I'm good. I'm listen. We got the word out, and that's all we could do. But everybody here and Shay Yates knows that we've been calling her a baby killer since day fucking one. So, all the people who are afraid to say it because they didn't want to get sued, well, you know what? You're a pussy because I called it. But let me pull this up. This is an interview that Maria did last night defending Lita. And I only pull this up not to cause drama in this bullshit community, but just to show how horrible these people are. Mario, I need the timestamp of that clip. I gotta play it off the regular one. When Ginny first gave this to me back in June, July, when it first happened, and she was like, "Maria wants me to give you all this information because you're not capitalizing on it." And I really thought Maria was turned the corner and was, actually like doing the right thing. When I was told by Geneva that Maria was giving the information to police, I'm like, good for her, finally. But okay. All right, I'm gonna bring this live up. I just need the timestamp. I don't even know who this person is. True crime with strategic eyes is this channel. I never heard of them before, but I don't know most YouTubers, so there's that. Oh, Ruth Dan, you're in there. So then, when does she come up? Oh, he didn't even know what he's talking about here. So, is that my? Wait, that's my. Did he cite me? That's my watermark right there. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, oh, you can't see what I'm showing. This is what I can't stand. So that's my watermark in the background. You're playing my watermarked audio. I don't see my name being mentioned at all. Everything's got my watermark on it. Maybe he did, because I don't have time to watch this whole thing. Huh. So clearly he's using all my shit. Like, that's clear. I've never heard of this guy before. He never reached out to me. But okay. And then he has Maria come up, which tells me all I need to know. And that's why you watermark shit. That's why you watermark shit. So this doesn't happen, but guess what? It still does. I don't know. Maybe he did mention me in the live somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to look at his description. Am I tagged in it? Like, oh, this came from Johnny H channel. Let me see. Description. Yeah. Nothing saying anywhere here in the description that you got all your information from me. Look at this. He certainly has a million ways to get in contact with him, but not once in the description could you have said that you got all your information from my channel. That's kind of shitty, no? That's just YouTube 101. You didn't have to cite this guy. He's using all my shit, but whatever. 1 hour, 19 minutes. It's all my shit. That's my hashtag, my hashtag, my hashtag, my hashtag. More of my hashtag, more of my hashtag, more of my hashtag. Look, his whole life is my material.
I swear by this stuff. If I had to drop 30 pounds all over again, I'd just eat stars and honey. I eat stars and
situation where you just lost your 5-week-old
she's a hard
child.
ass.
Okay.
She-
Trauma can do to
Physically in contact with and see her.
upset
Yes, she
about
does.
that.
She was. I'm just here to say that
Pinned it to the top of the channel. All right. Well, the opportunity is there. If and when she calls, we'll be able to definitely hear it. Oh, that's her right there. Hey,
Is that like, don't use all my material in your live, some guy who I would never, and then, just not cite me at all. That's my issue. That's my issue. And, maybe, I didn't watch the whole thing. Maybe he said it out loud, but, there should be a link. Because the audio and all those texts came from me. Which, and then you go to Reddit, and then you pull up a corner report that anybody can pull up. I mean, come on. That's shitty. And for someone who has 100,007 subs should know better. That's all. But everybody wants to race to it to make money off of it.
hey, how you doing? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. This Maria?
yes, it's Maria.
Perfect. Thank you. We hear you loud and clear. Before we start talking, chat, how do we sound, guys? Do we sound good? You see the chat. Get some thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Maria, why don't you introduce?
By the way, guys, you should also know that Maria is writing to all the bloggers because I just heard from 90 Day Fiance Update yesterday how Maria reached out to them and is saying how Leda's good people. So Maria is trying to make the rounds as Leda's proxy right now. Because I heard from 90 Day Fiance Update. Now she's making the rounds here on this channel. It should be in the description. That's this guy not wanting to send any of his subs to me by not tagging me in his description. That's how this works. I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I know the game. I should have been in the description. But it's okay.
Introduce yourself real quick and see.
You know what this tells me? This is a guy that knows nothing about it. And I don't know this guy at all. True crime, which is you guys. This is someone who I've never heard of before, never seen any, knows probably nothing about 90 Day Fiance, nothing about Leida, but because this made news, he's going to jump on it, use my information for his channel, and then not even cite me? No. No. I will make sure I put his information on mine.
Some thumbs up. Introduce yourself. First of all, I'm new to this case, so I don't know everything about it. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, a little about your show? Because my understanding is you're a blogger, and a little bit of how you're.
Wait a minute. His understanding is that she's a blogger. Okay.
you're connected to this, if you don't mind.
Well, I was just watching 90 Day Fiance when Leida was on at that time, and I wasn't on YouTube yet. And we started back and forth messaging, and had good times, bad times. Like, we would argue about things and not.
So I guess I should post the text that Lita gave to me about Maria, and I should post the text that Maria gave to me about Lita, and then we could see how chummy they were for all the years they were together. Because as long as I know Lita, she's always hated Maria. Thanks to Danielle Jabali and Paul Staley, who told Lita that Maria is a conniving prick and you want to stay away from her. And I have text upon text upon text from Lita to me about how horrible Maria is, and text upon text from Maria to me about how horrible Lita is. Oh, I will. Because this is nuts. And I will post these fucking texts because this is nuts, man.
And then we ended up just being friends. But other than that, I had blogged on another account called Drop the Mic, which was corn bombed recently.
Who
So
cares?
I had lost that account, and I'm on this other account for now until I get that one back.
Okay.
But I'm just here to say that those audios were stolen.
Okay.
They weren't stolen. Well, they were stolen. They weren't given to John Yates.
Who's John Yates?
They were actually.
Oh, so I'm being mentioned now. Wait. So Maria's saying that these were stolen? That I stole them? Wait a minute. Am I hearing this right? Maria is saying that I stole these texts? So Maria was the one talking to Lita. Maria was the one recording every text, every audio recording that she gave to Geneva to give to me. I stole them? How would I get them? Oh, the hell? You know what? I'll post all this shit. I'll post every text that's Lita related. Every fucking text. I stole them? I stole them. So Maria was talking to Lita, and unbeknownst to Lita, Maria was tape recording every audio message Lita sent to her, giving it to Geneva and to give to me, because she couldn't give it to me because I have an RO against her. So she can't directly give it to me. I stole them? She couldn't have sent them to me. I would put her in jail. She can't contact me directly. And I was working, ROs aside, I was working with Geneva and Maria to expose Lita. Because people were like, when I first came back, how could you even be cool, Maria? I'm like, well, we're doing this for the baby's justice, and we're putting all our personal shit aside. And I stole them? Oh my God.
I don't know who
He's a blogger.
Okay.
They were actually given to the police.
Okay.
Wait. I thought Maria just said that she didn't give anything to the police. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Again, when I posted the text of Geneva telling me that Maria was sending everything to the police, Maria posted several times and went against Geneva, saying that was a lie. She posted the Temu version of Geneva and what you get, because Geneva told me that Maria didn't believe it, that she was sending stuff to the police, and that she was on the side of rightness, And then when I said that, I think a week or two ago, Maria said that Geneva's a liar, that she never gave anything to the police. Can we get a clip of Maria saying that she didn't do that from a couple of weeks ago? And now it's what?
And somebody had given him that, and he put his name on it.
Now, is it possible that the police could have leaked this or something like that? Because are you saying that they were given directly to the police?
No, they were given to someone to give to the police.
Okay, so there is a middle person where you could have.
So now either the police leaked it. So Maria's now saying to this guy, "Oh, I gave it to someone to call the police with." So now Maria's saying, "Well, I didn't call the police on Lita. I gave it to Geneva, so Geneva called the police." But I have texts from Maria that Geneva sent me saying, "Make sure you give this to John Yates." Which text do I play next, Maria? Because Geneva has sent me screenshots of Geneva's and Maria's conversations where Maria's saying, "Make sure John gets this." So which way is it? Which text do I play next? This is unbe-fucking-believable, man. And again, why I want nothing to do with any of these fucking people.
Right, and that middle person handed it to John Yates, and he put his name on it.
Okay, all right.
But then Maria had no problem putting my name on it. All right, I'm going to do Maria dirty right here. Well, not dirty. I'm going to give her a dose of truth. I'm going to show some text because this is bullshit. Let's go to Geneva. Because I have it over and over again that Maria is so happy that I'm covering this because I'm not making money off of it. And how she desperately wants me to expose Lita. And I also have it that Maria said that she is working a double agent, getting the information from Lita, posing as her friend to give it to me so I can expose her. What a fucked up game this bitch is playing, man. Holy hell. You know what? I'm not gonna. I'm on live for almost 2 hours. Let me finish playing this. I'll show the text next live. That way I can have them all together.
All right. So, talk to me about that conversation. All right. How did you feel about what she was telling you?
Well, when I had been talking to her already for a couple of years, maybe about a year and a half by this time, because we were on and off talking, and I had no idea she was even pregnant. And we were talking through her pregnancy, and I had no idea. So when she told me that the baby was in the hospital, I honestly did not think there was a baby.
Okay.
Another lie. That's another lie from Maria right there. Because Maria knew she was pregnant when she abused a dog. We all knew it. It's another fucking lie, man. God almighty. Maria, how can you do, like, I know you're a sick fucking person, Maria. But, like, don't you want to have, like, some, like, type of, like, bargaining chip with St. Peter when you meet him at the fucking gates and he throws you to fucking hell? I mean, this is insane. And she's making everything I said about her ring true to the masses. So you're doing me a favor, I guess. God almighty.
Because I wasn't aware of it. And that's why it caught me off guard, and I shared that conversation because I was thinking that.
You were aware of it because when the puppy stuff came out and I went on the police report and it said she was pregnant, and Maria went live and said, "Oh, John is making fun of Lita killing her dog or beating her dog while she's pregnant." I have the clip of that. But because she lost her channel because she's an asshole, she thinks that's all gone. No. Wow. I don't know if anybody in my chat knows this guy, but send him over to me. Tell him to send me a DM on IG.
something's going on there, but there's never been a baby at that time.
Now, when you guys are having that conversation and she's saying that she's accepted it, to your knowledge, was that before or after the baby was deceased?
Look at Maria just gaslight and manipulate this YouTuber because he's thinking like, you know, she's like a real player here. And she's shitting down his throat like no one's business.
It was.
If you're in your 30s, this one's for you. Salon gels are so damaging, and regular nail polish chips after.
According to her, after the baby was deceased.
Right. I mean, that makes sense to me. People in the chat were saying that it might have been before, but I mean, yeah. Okay. So what's the status of your relationship with her now?
See, Genevra's in the chat right now. The audio was given to her so she can forward it to the police, and she gave it to John Yates.
And then here's Geneva in the chat. The audio was given to me, and I have it both the police and John Yates. So that's Geneva right there saying it. But Maria was saying, make sure you give it to John. Oh my God. You know what? And full transparency, I texted Geneva, I think last night or night before, when I found out about this. And I was like, hey, do you want to finish what we started? Because I thought, like, you know, me and Geneva started this together, like we was wanting it together, and like we could put a ball on it and be done. Exactly. So I didn't steal it because Geneva is correcting them.
What's her name?
Geneva.
Geneva 2.5. And I give it to both the police and to John Yates. Why did you give it to John Yates, Geneva? I'm just curious. And what's your relationship with Geneva?
We're just friends.
You're just friends. So Geneva, why did you give it to John Yates and also give it to the police instead of just giving it to the police? I'm curious about that. Maybe she'll answer that inside of the chat and we'll be able to read it out there. All right. So what's your relationship?
Hey, I'm like, look at this guy, because I don't like this asshole already. Why'd you give it to John Yates? I don't know this fucking man. Right now, this idiot on this YouTube channel is like defending a baby murderer and a baby murderer's friend, and like now I'm getting yelled. Well, so why'd you give it to John Yates? Like this guy don't know his ass from his fucking elbow. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck how many followers he has because I have more, and I'm tired of idiots like this going on YouTube trying to rein in the fucking money. No, when I've been here the whole fucking time, taking bullets, saying she killed her baby, the whole goddamn time, which was true. And I've been sitting here for a year doing this. And now other assholes like this guy are going to sit here and be like, oh, why'd you get to Johnny H? You don't know me. You have no idea who you're talking to. You have no idea who Lita is. You have no idea about anything.
If later at this moment,
we're friends.
You're still friends. All right.
Yeah.
Did she know that you gave that audio to the police?
Yes.
Is she upset about that?
She was upset at the time, but
Maria just said she gave no audio to the police. So Maria trying to keep her hands clean again, but for the wrong reasons. Why would Maria just call the police herself? Why would Maria have to tape record the information to give it to Geneva to give it to the police? Why couldn't Maria just say, hi, police? I'm talking to this woman who is a cast member who said that she just killed her baby. Here's the proof. Do something with it. Why does Maria have to farm out doing the right thing to Geneva? Tell me. How does that make sense? I have been the only one on all platforms saying that Lita killed that fucking baby. And y'all know it. I was the only one that had the balls to say it. I didn't give a fuck because I knew it was true. And now everybody else is now coming around to the idea, but I hit it first, like Ray J says. Sorry. Ugh.
If you listen to all the audio, at that time I was thinking that Eric had done something, and she was protecting Eric.
So okay, so she basically feels like you weren't giving it because you thought she did something, You were giving it because you thought Eric did something.
Right.
Do you still believe that Eric is the one that harmed that baby?
I have no idea, to be honest. I think something happened there, and I don't think it was according to what I.
And that's a lie, because Maria knows damn well that Eric had nothing to do with it. And I hate the fact that I had to fucking defend Eric, because I hate that fucking man. But if I have to defend Eric, it just shows you, like, you know what? My next live tomorrow will be text after text of what Geneva told me about Maria, what Maria wanted to send to me, and we're all going to get these lies all straight and fucking out, man. Because I am not going to have a bunch of fucking liars do this shit. Nope. And have Maria come up and say, like, oh, Maria, Lita's a good person. No. And Sharon, like, I see that you're like a sub to his, and like I respectfully ask you to ask him to talk to me, because he should have tagged me in this video. My biggest complaint is that he didn't tag me, because he used all my material. And he's talking about me, and he's interviewing Maria, and there's no tag or mention of me anywhere in his channel, and that's an issue.
I've been told it's not a brand. It wasn't a brand new. What is like a concussion or whatever it had, whatever the baby was swelling. It wasn't brand new.
Well, the baby had concussion, but we're talking about fractures to the bones as well.
Yeah, but from what I understand, the fractures weren't new.
Okay.
So the people were saying that he was under arrest that day.
Wow. So Maria is now lying for Lita on this channel. Maria, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's like Trump derangement syndrome, but John Yates derangement syndrome? I don't know. But what the fuck is wrong with you?
They weren't new fractures.
Okay.
So I don't know which of the two.
So do you think it's possible that your friend could have done something to that child?
It's possible that either one.
Okay.
Or it.
See, it's possible either one, she just says. Even, God, Maria, you are a broken fucking record. And, like, you know, when people say even, like, a broken clock is right 2 times a day, that doesn't even, like, not even Maria. Because she is so bitter and hateful, and, like, she's the type of person that will defend a baby killer. A baby killer. Meanwhile, Maria Vega, and I'll go to court on this, was giving me all the information through Geneva for me to post. Because you know why? Because Maria wanted me to drop her RO. So that way George couldn't get an RO on her. So, and this is what happened. It was all the same time. Maria was giving me everything in the hopes that I would drop my lifetime restraining order against her, so that when George took her to court, the judge wouldn't have a legal standing saying, well, Maria, you already have a lifetime restraining order against you. And that's why Maria was giving me everything. And when I post the text from Geneva tomorrow, you'll see all of it. And you're going to lie like that, Maria? Okay.
I don't even know her. I don't know her babysitting arrangements that she had at the time with the child. I've never met her in person. I don't know their daily life. I don't know if anybody was babysitting them while she went to work, because she was working.
Right.
So
I'm sorry, Maria. You said several times on live that you know everything about Lita, how she could never do this, while you were staging Lita to give me all her info.
I have no idea.
Well, I don't have a lot of friends.
I don't know who came into the house. Put it that way.
I keep my circle pretty small. So if somebody asked me if I thought that one of my friends had done something that I think is like totally out of character, I would be like, no, I don't think that this person could do that. But you said you don't know. So what is it
I
about?
don't know them.
Mhm.
I don't know them like you would know a friend in real life, like
Okay.
someone that you go out with, or somebody you hang out with.
See, this guy stupidly brings in one of the world's most hated YouTube trolls, Maria Vega, into her chat. And this guy, being an idiot who doesn't know anything about this shit, thinks that she is like a viable candidate to talk about Lita and how great she is. So when your title is True Crime with Strategic Eyes, this is not strategic at all, in my opinion, because what I see is you just bringing people up and saying, "Oh, I know Lita, and I'll talk," and you giving, a bank robber the time of day. So it's okay.
I don't know her that way. I know her as in we've been messaging and texting for a couple of years,
Okay.
and I can't say for one person that I'm not physically in contact with and see her what goes on in their house.
So when I show that Maria said over and over again that Lita killed the baby, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen when I show that? Do I have anything saved here? Maybe I do. I don't know. Let me see here. What's this? Nope. That's not it. Oh, look. Text from Geneva. Maria is going to see if she can get Lita to tell her where they've been going. If they are leaving the state, she needs to be registered for bail jumping. And that's what Geneva is telling me about what Maria's actions are with Lita. I'm sorry. And since I see Geneva in this live, it seems to me that Geneva and Maria made up real quick, didn't they? And this guy here on the channel doesn't know any of this shit. And is giving this fucking liar the time of day. Do you want me to still try to get the audio from Maria where Lita says the autopsy will prove the baby died of natural causes? I don't know. And then Maria gave me that text through Geneva. So True Crime with the eyes guy here that I'm talking to, that I'm listening to right now. You couldn't have it more ass backwards. Let's see. What else did Geneva say? You can take it with a grain of salt, but Lita told Maria that she thinks she's going to get charged. And I'm going to play the rest of this clip where Maria's telling this guy where she won't get charged. So isn't that weird? You can take it with a grain of salt. But Lita told Maria that she thinks she's going to get charged. And since Geneva is in this guy's chat, that tells me that whatever Maria said was full of shit. Because she hated Geneva for saying that, but now her and Geneva are friends again. This is my channel and this is my fucking story. And I've been following her for a decade. I don't run after anybody. If they want answers, they can come to fucking me. No. I'm not giving anyone an interview. If he wants to come to my channel, I will let him know what the real fucking story is, but no. No. And what do we have here? Also from Geneva. Maria told me SIDS. They aren't setting you up. Maria thinks Lita is guilty as fuck. She gave the audio over to the police. Well, that's Geneva saying she gave the audio over to the police. And please let this guy know what's really happening here. And how Geneva and Maria are thick as thieves. Lying to everybody. Yeah, well, my guard is really up. Sorry. I've been dealing with this shit for almost a year. People telling me I'm a horrible person for saying she killed the baby when she did. And the proof came out. And I've dealt most recently with the people that Maria's friends with who are all attacking me. So I don't give a fuck. And my guard's super high. It is. And I'm also in a ton of pain. I had a surgery. Nope. I'm doing the best I can right now. If something came out the wrong way, if I jump down someone's throat, I apologize. I mean it. Like, if I was wrong to someone in the chat, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm in a world of, you have no idea, man. So I apologize if I overreacted to a comment. It's not like I just, my guard is super fucking high. Okay, dude, Polly, I'm sorry. Like, okay, I didn't mean like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not running to anybody to clear my name on anyone's channel. This is my story. I was lead on this, and I'm not. No, I was the one that broke it. I was the one that called a spade from day one. And like, now that all these people want to jump on it because like, oh, look, a reality star killed the baby and now it's, we'll make money off it. Well, I've been doing this for almost a year about the reality star who killed her baby to my own detriment, where I made no money, got demonetized. Every post and every live I do, I make no money from. So like, and I'm doing this for like, I'm doing it pro bono. I've been live for 2 hours and 13 seconds, 13 minutes, not one super chat, which is okay because I don't want them. But like, I'm here doing it. Didn't want to be here on fucking YouTube to begin with after last week. But I was talked into it because I was the lead person on this story. And it's shitty that other people who are just jumping on it now think they know everything about it when it's not the truth. And So Polly, I'm sorry if I took your comment the wrong way. Like my guard's up. It's just the way it is.
Fair enough. So in your interaction, because you're saying you've been friends for years and there's been times where you guys have had ups and downs. Does she come off as a person that can be volatile at times? Can you tell us a little bit about her character, the good and the bad? We just don't want to know the bad, but who is she?
Look at Geneva right here in the chat. He was in jail when the baby was harmed. Even Geneva is talking badly about Maria low-key in the chat. Geneva, just text me. You know what? I may not agree with Geneva, but I will say that she was very diligent with this. But even Geneva saying here, he was in jail when the baby was harmed. Going against what Maria just said on this live, because he asked her, well, who did it? And Maria goes, well, I don't know if it was him or her. And here's Geneva saying, well, Eric was in jail, going against Maria at the same time. Do you see this?
As a person, from your vantage point.
I can tell you that when she starts talking about the baby, she starts crying.
Okay.
And people say she doesn't cry. She
we listened
cry.
to it's like almost 10 minutes. It's like 4 minutes and change for one, and a little bit over 5 minutes for another one. I'm just going off my memory. And she certainly did not sound emotional. Listen, I don't want her to be a murderer. I don't know who she is. I've never watched the show. This is a new story to me. So I have no.
And that's what I can't fucking stand. He goes, okay, you know what? And that just ruined this for me. I'm sorry. What he just said just ruined it for me. It reminded me of Dom Natty. And Maria is seeking out people. Like Maria just, I don't know how. The last time Maria slept was probably like 1977. Like Carter was in fucking office. Like I don't know how she could like be in every chat, always, but she always fucking knows. And this guy, hold on. Let's hear that one more time.
A couple of years.
Okay.
And I can't say for one person that I'm not physically in contact with and see her what goes on in their house.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So in your interaction, because you're saying you've been friends for years and there's been times where you guys have had ups and downs. Does she come off as a person that can be volatile at times? Can you tell us a little bit about her character, the good and the bad? We just don't want to know the bad, but who is she as a person from your vantage point?
I can tell you that when she
So this guy knows nothing about Lita, knows nothing about the show, and is asking Maria for her good points. I'm sorry, is Hitler's daughter available for me to go live? Does Hitler have a granddaughter or a great-granddaughter somewhere? So I could, honest question, using that same logic, I would like to get Hitler's granddaughter or, whatever, or niece or something like that. And so they could tell me how great Uncle Adolf was. Do you see it? Oh, let me get like the grandniece of Hitler here. And like, I'm sure she's going to tell you like great things. And like the grandniece of like, he had a great mustache. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know anything about Lita or anything or about the show, but he's going to take Maria's good word as someone who's never been on his panel or that he's heard from and take her. No, man, this is rookie fucking shit, man. Rookie.
When she starts talking about the baby, she starts crying.
Okay.
And people say she doesn't cry.
We listened to it's like almost 10 minutes. It's like 4 minutes and change for one, and a little bit over 5 minutes for another one. I'm just going off my memory. And she certainly did not sound emotional. Listen, I don't want her to be a murderer. I don't know who she is. I've never watched the show. This is a new story to me. So I have no.
He just said, I never watched a show. I have no idea who she is. Yeah, with this shit, I can't.
Skin in the game to see this woman being accused of anything that she did not do. But I'm also a professional. I have 19 years of experience as a sex crimes investigator, and I'm still working. This is like this is what I do in my pastime. This is my hobby. Tomorrow when I go to work, I'm going to be investigating sex crimes. And so,
Okay, well, your 19 years of sex crimes, like, I wouldn't brag about that when talking about Lita. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Never watch a show, has no idea who she's about, is going to Maria for like advice. No.
So I've seen what trauma can do to people. And listening to her talk for those 9 minutes total, those 2 different videos, 9 minutes total, it didn't seem to me like she was very emotional.
And those 2 9-minute videos is from my own page, which you didn't cite me on. But go ahead.
Especially if we believe that that conversation happened post the death of the child, post-mortem. She sounded pretty normal to me. She sounded like she was more concerned about her marriage, about her husband's finances and order protections. It didn't seem like she had a lot of empathy for the child. Did you pick up on that? Did you feel the same way? How do you feel about the way that she acted during that conversation?
I picked up on that too, but I also remember when she was on the show, her character, how she is. She's not an emotional person. She goes against what everybody else would say. Like, she was a villain. She was a bad person. She's the one who doesn't put up with any bullshit and not the soft-hearted person that people expect to see.
Yeah, but do you think it's like a fair comparison? Because one is like a show where they kind of tell them to play characters, and the other is a vulnerable situation where you just lost your
blah 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 blah. Like, I'm getting annoyed. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's a hard ass.
Okay.
She's a hard ass. In real life too. But the thing is that she is emotional when it comes down to her emotions with the baby. So I don't know what to say.
How can Maria Vega still be defending her? How? Well, you know what? Tomorrow's live will be just a bunch of text messages about what Maria and Ginny and all of them said about as it was going on in real fucking time. And then we'll see how Maria changes her story. Because I have a text from Geneva saying, oh, Maria wants you to drop the RO.
No, I understand.
She gets very emotional.
So what's her
and we've had
position?
many conversations.
What is she saying about this?
That she's traumatized over everything that's happened, and she cries about missing the baby all the time. Every time we talk on the phone and she brings the baby up.
Every time they talk on the phone, but Maria said they never talk on the phone. That's number one. Number two, Maria's written, Lita's written what, 15 books on Amazon, self-published? So when is Lita having these crying conversations with you, Maria, when she's in between writing song lyrics and book lines? And I very busy. And Maria, you just told the world who you really are. A horrible fucking human being who was a bank robber, who ostracized her whole fucking family, who has been on YouTube for, well, not YouTube, on social media for over a decade. Maria got banned from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. She lost her YouTube account. She lost her Facebook account. She was stealing Facebook groups from Danielle Jabali, robbing banks, getting people arrested for no reason. But okay, Maria and this guy. This true crime, he should do a whole true crime against Maria. Fuck Lita.
Yep, she cries.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not a detective or a police, so I never want to say one way or the other.
And here's Geneva. I'm also the one that spoke to Eric. And look at all these people talking about this like it's in real time. Like all this shit didn't happen 9 months ago. And Geneva, you know what? I rescind my invitation to you. The fact that you had to lick Maria's taint so fucking closely after Maria posted, what did Maria post? Your real picture? Oh, Geneva just texted me. You can be with me and finish this, or look like a fool with Maria. Up to you. You know I'm live, and we're waiting.
I understand. Has she told you that police have told her that they're interested in talking to her, or that she's a suspect, or anything like that?
No, they're not talking to her.
How does she feel about the fact that the medical examiner came?
So, and Maria's saying the police aren't talking to her, and Sassy.
Back and said that the child's death was non-accidental, which means that somebody caused the child's death.
She said this report has been out for a while.
Mhm.
It's not anything new.
How
And
does
she was
feel
aware
about
of it. And she's
It's not been out. It just came out 3 days ago. Another lie. The report came out 3 days ago, man. Trying to find a date of the report. Hold on. Okay, really? This has been out for a while. That's why every blogger started talking about it, Maria? Come on. Come on. She used the top of the date of the report because it says June, saying it's been out there for a while. But Maria was using the incident date and not the report date. Oh my God. Maria, how can you defend a baby killer, you bank robbing bitch? Like, I don't know how can you do it, Maria? How can you defend a baby killer? And you know what? Tomorrow, or right now, when I get off this live, I'm going to get all these texts and post them in the right order. And then I might go live later tonight and show them. Or maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
said that they had told her that the fracture was an older fracture, so it doesn't mean it was the night that Eric was arrested.
Well, what
There
that tells us
was
is
no
that the child
old-
has been experiencing
Oh my
abuse over an
God.
extended.
Maria's lying. They're an older fracture. The baby was 5 weeks old. Look at Maria saying there was an older fracture. Maria, you are seriously like I don't even know, man. Maria, you are sick in the fucking head. And Maria's saying this knowing that she's sending me text saying Lita did it. And no 5-week-old should have fractured backs. Especially when the police were there and they saw the baby alive and jovial while they were carting Eric away. And then the baby died under Lita. Oh my God. And it's like the stupidity. And like, we're talking about a mother killing her infant baby, guys. We're talking about a mother killing their 5-week-old infant baby. And this is what the dregs of YouTube come up with to defend her. The medical examiner says Lita did it. The autopsy says Lita did it. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
In the period of time. So it doesn't, to me, that's not a defense. It doesn't make it any better. Like whether the child died from abuse right at that moment, or if the evidence shows that the child was abused over an extended period of time, just makes it even more diabolical. Because one could be construed as an accident, and the other one is purposeful abuse over an extended period of time. So it actually benefits her or him or some stranger.
Burning, tingling, numb, aging feet. This new 3-in-1 massager targets all the root cause.
Whoever it may be.
Oh my God. You know what I just realized? I got so much shit for playing ads on my lives about Lita. And like, look, lo and behold, this guy's playing ads on his lives. But that's okay. That's okay.
that caused the death of this child. It benefits them if it's a one-time thing, because then you can say, well, it was accidental as compared to over an extended period of time. Well, what I'm getting to is somebody killed a kid, period. That's what the report says.
Find out who.
Right. So how does she feel about that? That allegedly a killer is outstanding right now, has not faced any criminal consequences for what they did from robbing her of her pride and joy, her 5-week-old daughter. Has she said anything about that? Does she have any theories on what might have happened?
She has her own investigator trying to find out what happened, she said.
Okay. Has anything come out of it?
That I know of, nothing yet.
Me just jumping into this, and there's a lot that I don't know. You surely know more than me. And there's also limits to what you know from what you've explained. You know, you're just a friend that she speaks to on the phone from time to time. And I'm just a guy who's looking in from the outside. My understanding of what happened that night, and if I'm wrong from what she told you, please correct me. They had an argument, her and Eric. Eric slaps her across the face. She says she closes her eyes and she doesn't know what happens after she closes her eyes. But
see, this guy should have done his homework, because he already had my screenshots and my watermarks. But why didn't he play the interview I had with the neighbor? You did a half-assed job at this bullshit live. I'm sorry. Don't go into a field where you know nothing about it, using the guys as a true crime person. I'm sorry. You don't know this story.
eventually she calls the police. Eric gets arrested, and he's now sitting in jail. And while Eric is in jail for slapping her, that's when she calls 911, and the baby goes to the hospital, and then the baby eventually dies. Is that kind of an accurate paraphrasing of what happened?
Well, that's what she originally told me, but then from what I had read after that was that Eric wasn't there at one point because he went to a gas station and he bought beer and he got
Oh
drunk
my
and he
God.
was asleep in his car. And
That was way after. Maria is so lying to this guy, and this guy doesn't know any better. Maria wouldn't have the balls to come on my channel and say this because she knows she's talking out of her fucking ass. Oh my God, Maria. Maria, there is a special fucking place in hell for you. There really fucking is, man. You are just fucking Satan.
Police arrested him on the gas station.
Mm.
So I don't know what the time. I still don't know that timeline. It was all that same night that he got arrested at a gas station. So he wasn't in the apartment or the house when that happened.
So based off of her first story, it looks like Eric is not there when the police are called to get assistance for the child. And then based off of the story that you read or you heard about, Eric is spending even less time in the house. So it looks like the common denominator of who's with the child is Leida. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to solve the case here. I'm trying to figure this out myself as we talk, you know, because once again, I would never want to say that a mother did something to her child, but 5-week-old children are vulnerable and defenseless, and they literally cling to their parents, almost like, you know, like
absolutely,
you know, there's no way this child could be away from its parent. So
and Sassy, he had no problem showing all my watermarks and all my shit and all my footage. No problem.
You have mommy has to be with the child, daddy has to be with the child, or mommy and daddy's with the child. And if neither one is there, then a trusted person would have to be there with the child.
Oh my God. Like, I've been saying this for a fucking year, what this guy's been saying. Like,
there's no way that she can say that the child was not within her presence and not be able to communicate with us who the child was with. Correct? Is that a fair statement to say?
Correct.
Is she alleging anybody else was watching that child during that time period where the husband slaps her and then he gets arrested, regardless of whether he's in the house or not? The time period of him slapping her and him going to jail and her calling the police for assistance for the child in the middle. Did she tell you that anybody else watched the child, whether it's a babysitter, a friend?
Lita never called the police. Lita never called the police. Her neighbors did. Lita never called the fucking police when her baby, after she killed it, was sick. She waited for her neighbors to fucking do it because she knew if she called the police, she'd be a suspect. So she waited to drag the baby down the hall by its ankles to go to neighbors' houses so they could call the police so she would be an immediate suspect. God, oh fucking mighty. And I'm not even a true crime person, for fuck's sake.
Friend, a neighbor, or whatever.
Nobody. But my question is, I still don't know what the timeline is between Eric getting drunk, Eric slapping her, Eric leaving the house, Eric.
Lita knows the exact timeline because it's on Geneva's fucking Instagram, YouTube page. Geneva has it spelled out in excruciating detail, the whole fucking timeline, which Maria already commented on. And now Maria's going to tell this guy that she doesn't know the timeline when she already acknowledged and commented on it. This is why I can't deal with these fucking people on the internet, because they fucking lie and they lie and they lie. And I just sit here and prove them wrong. And they lie some more. And I sit here like with my fucking hand up my fucking asshole, just waiting all the goddamn time, because no matter what I say, this shit happens. And my point cannot be stressed further by what Maria is saying to this guy right fucking now.
Going to the gas station, drinking beer and falling asleep on it. What is that? Was it an hour, 10 hours, 40 minutes, 3 hours? I don't know that time.
All right, all right, we'll give you that. That's a good point that you make, right? But wouldn't still, we're talking about a 5-week-old. We're not talking about my 7-year-old son who just came in and talked to me a little while ago, who could go places by himself. He just went upstairs by himself, go sleep on the couch. He could do his own thing. We're talking about a 5-week-old. So wouldn't she be able to tell us if he was alone with that child? Wouldn't she be able to say, well, at some point, he watched the child while I went to the store, or he was alone in the room with the child as I was in the living room watching TV? Like, even if we're kind of figuring out like how long.
I already know all the information. Like, he's speculating when I have the truth. She didn't call the police. She knew what was happening. I know all of it. He's doing this channel right now and speculating. Well, maybe she did this. And like, we know all the hardcore facts right here. And for him to post my stuff and make money off this without even asking me about it, fuck you. You knew enough to post my fucking clips because my watermark's on it. You knew enough about it then, but you didn't have the wherewithal to send me a DM or text me or say like, I'm seeing this information. I have a true crime channel and I'd like your input since I'm using all your information on it. It's bullshit. This is all bullshit.
How long he's out the house or in the house.
Right.
Somebody should be able to account for who's with the child.
Check everything off your
look,
thrill
another
list with
commercial.
FanDuel Casino's Rewards Club. And with weekly bonus packs, players get more for their money, with more chances at more thrills.
Calling all Thrillionaires. FanDuel Casino.
A more commercial. Okay.
And she's not giving us that. She's not giving us anybody else to look at. And allegedly, from what I just read, the police have said that he has nothing to do with this, that he's been ruled out. So the only person who hasn't been ruled out is the mother. And the mother's not giving us anybody else to look at. I'm just wondering, how can we not presume that she might have had something to do with this when she's the only one who
fucking medical examiner said it was the mother.
Or
like, what is going on here? When they say journalism is dead, it's fucking dead. Because if he read the autopsy report, it was said that it was non-accidental at the fault of the mother. So why is he still trying to no? Because he doesn't know who the fuck she is, never watched the show, doesn't know what she's about. No. Sorry.
was with the child who would know what happened to the child.
Correct.
I mean, and then if we go by what you've brought to us today, which I cannot verify it, but I will take your word for it because you know more about this case than me. You said that there's evidence, allegedly, that the child had old injuries, which in law enforcement, and like you said, you're not a detective or an investigator. So I'm going to tell you
is Maria really telling this guy that the baby had old injuries? This baby was 5 weeks fucking old. Oh my God, Maria, you are sick. Anybody defending Lita, you're fucking sick at this point, man. Like, I don't know what to fucking say. But
I'm going to educate you right now. In law enforcement, when we hear about old injuries on children, we automatically assume, and the DA will build a case that this is an ongoing abuse situation. We don't think like, oh, maybe something by accident happened 2 weeks ago. We're going to assume the child is dead now because of abuse, and then there's signs of broken bones that are healing from the past. We're going to assume, and it's an assumption that has resulted in many people being convicted off of it. It's an assumption that's very hard to defend against as a defendant. We're going to assume that that person, or that child rather, is experiencing ongoing abuse. So what you just told us today is that that young little baby was experiencing ongoing abuse in that household by who we don't know. We're not saying it's the mother. We're not saying it's the father, but by somebody in that household. That's what that sounds like to me.
It sounds that way to me too. And whether it be her or Eric or anybody else, they need to find out.
Again, she goes, whether it's Eric or anybody else, like she's still, after he just said that, she still can't say it's Lita. But she was the one giving me all the information about how horrible Lita is. What game is she playing? What game is she playing? Because she just said, well, whether it's Eric or anybody else, like she can't even say Lita did it, but I have it in text from Geneva, taking screenshots of her text to Maria saying, I know that Lita did it. I'm going to help John break the case. Oh my God. I wish this was like petty YouTube bullshit, but this is like the loss of a 5-week-old baby girl. And this is how much their derangement syndrome has like leaked into their fucking brain, where they can't even tell right or wrong anymore. They just want to make money off YouTube, no matter how they get it. Sassy, when I show the text, you won't think that.
I will ask you one more question. I don't know if you want to stick around and get questions from other people or not. That's on you. But if it is determined that the mother is the one who did it, how would you feel about that?
I walked 15,000 steps in these shoes and I didn't even get a blister. It's the
Another
Breezer Point
fucking
from
ad.
Allbirds,
Oh,
and it's my
man.
new go-to shoe. With my job, I'm always on the move. From trade shows to the jewelry district, it never stops. But when you're dealing,
I would condemn her.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't normally do this, but like, I think I've been very respectful to you today and very kind. I would definitely open up my platform to speak to the mother if she'd be willing to talk to me. I doubt she would. But if she's willing to talk and let us know her side of the story,
Yeah.
we could talk about it. We could talk about it. I'm a professional. I'm fair.
Yeah,
I
you
will
want a
ask her
baby
tough
killer on to make
questions.
some
I'm not
money
going to
off
lie
of
about
it.
this. It's not going to be a fluff piece, but it is an opportunity for her to be heard, because a lot of this story is going to get huge. And a lot of people are talking about it, and they all have their own theories. And if she's innocent and she has nothing to hide, then she should not be afraid of clearing her name, because the only person who can solve this case is her at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't offer that to Lita or Eric. And I made a good point. Like, if I can have them on, and if I could believe them, then they might be innocent. But no, it's okay. I get it. It's fine.
We'll see about it. Is there anything you want to do? You want to plug your show? You want to tell people how to find you? I think that's awesome. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Someone in the chat was saying that I'm covering for her. I'm not covering for her. There's
No.
just things I can't say.
I don't think so. I think you've been very
Oh, no,
clear
you're covering for
today,
her, honey.
and I think the things
I
that you
said
said.
And then when I post, I'm gonna post as soon as I get on this live. I'm going on my text. I'm gonna get them all in order where they read right, and then we're gonna see what Maria really feels of Lita and how she's doing a fake fucking song and dance to get her name out there so she can be popular. I don't know why. Now she wants to be a blogger because she's friends with Lita, who she's always hated. And I'll also post all those shots between Lita and Maria hating each other. So there's that. But okay, Baby Killer and Baby Killer's friend. Go ahead.
I'll condemn her if she's found guilty.
Right.
That's it.
No, listen, don't worry about the chat. And I'm not being nice.
You should
to
worry about
because
the
you came on
chat.
my show. I'm telling you my true assessment. You said what you know. You said, hey, I don't know her. We spoke on the internet. We spoke on the phone. We spoke.
Maria knows her for 10 years, honey. And Maria's getting away with murder here on this live. Wait, is Heidi saying she did report, said so? What is that, Heidi? Because Maria said she never reported anything to police. God, these fucking people, they don't know their asses from their fucking elbows, man. They can't figure out, like, where should we stand on the baby killing thing, because John Yates don't like Lita. So let's defend Lita and say she's not a baby killer and a great gal. Funny to me because I have a lifetime restraining order against Maria, that she's going on this channel and saying, oh, I'm a great person and so is Lita. Okay. Because I beat Lita in court twice too. Because what I'm seeing is a bunch of bitter fucking old harpies that just want their time in the fucking sun, which was that you'll never get it. Ever.
Through text message. I can't say. And I think that's a respectable answer because people do have different lives. And you saw one part of her and her personality, and there might be a whole nother part of her and her personality that you're not privy to. And so you're giving her the deference that she deserves as your friend. But as you said.
And this guy has no idea what the fuck he's talking about, which makes me even madder.
If you get information that she did do what she did, you would condemn her. And that's all we can ask for. So I really appreciate you coming on the show, ma'am. You've been awesome. And we thank you for not being afraid to share your point of view. And we definitely have a lot of respect for you. Once again, do you want to plug your show before you go or anything like that?
Well, hold on.
Yeah, we're not going to let her plug her show on my fucking shit. Sorry. And if you want, look at my channel. Look at my Instagram. Look at my Twitter. I was the first person to say she killed that baby. I took a barrage, another fucking fancy word. I took a barrage of bullets. Because people are saying, oh, John, you just can't say she killed her baby. I'm like, I certainly fucking can when I believe it. Just like I said, she beat that dog, and nobody wanted to believe me either. So I had the dog right. I had the baby right. I had her right this whole fucking time. And then she's going to have Maria, her flunky, go from chat to chat defending her. Maria, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anybody in any chat that allows Maria, that allows Lita to be in the chat, what is wrong with you? Don't take my word. Take the fucking autopsy report as fact. Take the medical examiner's report as fact. That she killed the baby, which it says in big, bold fucking print. And I had been here since day one while the baby was still alive when Lita was saying it was dead, covering this. Oh, John just angry because he don't like Lita. Oh, John has a agenda because he don't like Lita. Okay. So I guess the same way would go. Well, Maria doesn't like John, so she'll defend a baby killer. Anybody who is still talking up for Lita and has them in their chat, that's on y'all, not me. Sorry, give me 1 second before I...
Like completely like accepted because I knew that I lost her. I'm just tired. I mean, I've been crying nights, days, you know. I mean, I accepted, like completely like accepted because I knew that I lost her. But as soon as the doctor says like there were a fracture on her back, and that's why I suspect, all of us suspect that that's kind of like related to what Eric did to me. Because when he hits me, even right now, like I still unable to feel my left face. And then, you know, exactly.
And again, just like Eric said, when the baby was dead or dying, she doesn't care about the baby. She cares about like what Eric's done to her and her face and her paralysis. Because God forbid she can't take another horrible fucking AI video of her sitting in front of a bunch of trucks. You know, the world will stop tilting on its fucking axis.
Actually, like there's a nerve damage that the doctor said to me when I got myself checked, and that's that. So imagine if it's because I didn't see if he hits Alyssa or not, but imagine if he did. It's really like it's kind of like related, but I'm not accusing. I'm just saying what happened, and that's that.
Wow.
I know, but before we find out if he is the cause, I will file a restraining order against him because guess what? I want to get myself protected.
These are things you don't say when your 5-week-old baby is fighting for their life. These are things you don't send in audio messages to random people on Instagram about your life when your baby just died. There's no reason why Lita Margarita should be voicemailing Maria Vega stuff about this when her baby's fighting for their life on brain dead and on life support. And you're talking to Maria saying like, well, fuck Eric because he slapped me and like the baby's dead and I accept it. And you want to say this woman didn't do it? Please make my job easier. Please, because
I want to get my son and I protected. This is a contingency. This is serious. This is, you know, even my dad says like, I don't want you to get killed, Leida. Go fucking home now. And I was like, I can't, Dad. I still have court to do. I still have a lot of things to do. So that's that. That's where we are right now, Maria. I mean, I know that she's also 5. But at that time, before I spoke to my dad, I still not accepting it. But after I talked,
She said, I know that she's almost 5, but she said 5 like she's 5 years old. She's 5 weeks old. She goes, I realize she's almost 5, but like, you know, it's okay. Like she's talking about like she's a 5-year-old, and even if a 5-year-old died, that still wouldn't be right. But in Lita's warped fucking mind with Maria at her beck and call, she can say out loud that, well, my 5-week-old baby, well, you know, it is what it is. Fuck it. Come on.
to my dad, and I, you know, I no longer resent my dad, and we basically reconcile. I feel good, and then I accept it, you know. But now my grief, I'm done grieving. My focus is on justice. That's it. Because I want to.
So this is, again, while Lita's in the hospital, while her baby's still alive, and she says, I'm done with the grief. I've accepted it, and I'm going to move on. Her words. But now Maria's going live from channel to channel saying, I talk to her all the time and she cries. I don't know. Listen, y'all. Let me tell you something real quick about me. I started out as a live tweeter on YouTube, on Twitter, and I grew. I don't want to say my brand because I really don't have one. But I grew my name, I would say, like to get me to the point where at one point I had like 500,000 followers, you know, dispersed through, so, you know, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you know. So I had 500,000 I had 500,000 followers, like, you know, due to my coverage with 90 Day, which, you know, I deserved because I kicked ass. I won't say credit away for me because I know I was legendary with 90 Day Fiance, but she's gonna sit here and say all that, and then we're not supposed to like question it. And then Maria's gonna go live and say like she's a good person when she's saying this stuff on Instagram Lives. And the fact that Maria can still defend her and go, you know, Maria's always the one that says, I don't know what's happening on YouTube. I don't watch anything. Meanwhile, she has 14 fucking phones, 5 laptops, 16 iPads, and like the fucking internet bank that they have over there in Apple and you know, with the server bank. So she gets aware of everything. And then she's going to go live, you know, Maria's going to complain. I don't know if people are saying like, I work, I miss, but she sure knows how to find everything about everybody. And then we're supposed to look bad when we've been calling the spade the whole fucking time. No, that's not how this works. I'm sorry. I don't have much left in this life that I can cross off my fucking list. And probably not a lot of time, but let me tell you something. I will keep at this. I mean, I gave up on it. I did. I gave up on it because like she kept getting arrested and not getting put. You know, I've never seen someone get arrested for 40 felonies and walk free. Does that make sense to anybody? Leida literally has 40 felonies right now. literally has 40 felonies, and she's not in jail. How is that so? Baby aside, she has 40 fucking felonies right now as we speak, with no charges with the baby. How is she free and writing music and writing books and doing parody fucking Instagram lives? How is that possible? How? I mean, like, 40 felonies. Should I pull that up? How is she able to walk free? She has, like, I think, like 15 counts of bail jumping. So she's been out on bail. She fucked up bail. So there's 15 counts of bail jumping, but she's not in jail. How does this work? Can someone tell me how this works in Wisconsin? Because how as I see it and everybody else, 40 felonies. She has the autopsy report now, the baby report out saying that Lita killed the fucking baby. And she's out there going in YouTube chats, having Maria defend her on lives. 40 felonies, robbed a bunch of businesses, robbed private citizens who were clients of companies she worked for. And she's still wandering free when she has like about 10 or 15 felonies for bail jumping. She fucked up her bail. The bail should be rescinded. That's how that works in every state but Wisconsin. And it is so fucking aggravating. Could you imagine someone close to you in your state coming, knocking on your door? Well, oh, hi, I'm Leida. Knock, knock. I mean, I have 40 felonies and I may have murdered 2 or 3 of my children, but like, you know, if you need babysitting or tax advice, come to me. Like, the government is putting Lita up to rob and cheat and kill more people. Am I the crazy one? She literally has 40 felonies. She has not got charged with any baby killing yet, and she never got charged with the baby killing she did in Japan that her father bailed her out of. And she's still walking free and having Maria defend her. Carte blanche. Oh, carte blanche, another word. How could this be possible? How could this be legit? How? Tell me. She's got a rap sheet 5 phone books deep. And she's only been in the country for like, what, a handful of years. And people are still fucking defending her. You know what? Give me you know what I want from now on? Everybody who is defending Lita, I want their information so then I can have Lita babysit for them and do their taxes. And let's see how that works out. Everybody who's defending Lita, Maria, I'll have Lita babysit your granddaughter and then do your taxes. You're a bank robber, Lita, so you're a bank robber, Maria, so sorry. But Maria, since you are so strongly entrenched on Lita being innocent, well, Maria, if you had access to your grandkids, I'd say have Lita babysit them, but your whole family hates you, so there's that. And when this goes to court, Kristen has gone multiple times, your son has gone multiple times, your sister has gone multiple times. I've even talked to your mother, Maria. I have, ask Anna. And these people who are just, who don't want to, like, you know, when you're doing like a disservice to yourself because you're so entrenched in hate with somebody else. That's why this country is so fucking broken. Because people want to hate. Despite, all right, for instance, Maria's house could be on fire right now. I could be there, run in there, save Maria, her husband, a pet if necessary. I don't know. I can't imagine a pet being in Maria's house because they would just run the fuck out of the way. But I would do that because, honest to God, if I saw Maria in trouble and I would save her because I don't want anybody to, despite what I've said in the past, I don't want bad for people. But I can go into Maria's house that's on fire and save her husband, her furniture, whatever, her collection of YouTube memorabilia, Cooch's first queef. I don't know. I'm sure she has them bronze, like the baby sneakers that she has, for kids that she never did. But I could do that. And then Marie would say, John Yates came into my house and tried to kill me while my house was on fire. And that's how that would play out. Ugh. But it's okay. Let Maria be the person to put the last nail in her coffin. Because as I just played, I don't know who that guy was on YouTube, but even he was questioning her. But, I just don't like when people want to jump on the bandwagon. Okay, for instance, Savannah Guthrie and her mom, Nancy. There were a lot of people who wanted me to go live about that. And I know that Chrissy Denver and Brooklyn Girl were the two people that knew the most about it. And people were like, John, go live about it. You'll make money. Everyone's talking about it. And here's the difference between me and everybody else on YouTube. And you can believe me or not. But I say this hand to God on my eyesight, on my Georgie, on my husband, on my Care Bears, on everything. I would never go live with Savannah Guthrie without and I said that I don't know enough information to go live about it. It's not worth the money. I can't go live and talk about something which is very big in the press, Savannah Guthrie, all of it. Very, very big news, right? And everyone's running to YouTube to talk about it. And I said, I will do it if I have people with me that know what they're talking about. And if you've noticed, I have not done one live on Savannah Guthrie or her mom. And we're praying for them. I hope to God. But I haven't done it because I knew better, because I can't go live and talk about something that I don't know any knowledge on. Just like that guy that I played talking about Leida. He went live talking about a big thing in the news, not knowing anything about it. And when I go live on YouTube, when I want to make a case, and you know me, I've been doing this for 10 years, I have to know that I know enough to go live and talk about it. And I can go live and talk and make, Savannah Guthrie and probably get a ton of views on it. And I don't know enough about the situation to do an honest live about it. Because I'm not that hard up for fucking money. And I haven't done it. And it just reminds me of these people now jumping on the Leida thing that don't really know anything about it. I didn't know that much about Savannah. I could have went live every day. And played articles or video feeds and oh, look, I'm a blogger about Savannah. But I'm not giving you anything with substance. I'm giving you what everybody else is giving you. And that's the difference between me and everybody else, I feel, at least, because I never gone live on my channel against a cast member or an interview or whatever without really fully knowing, like, you know, when I go live, I know when I go live, I can back myself up about what I say. Always. Always. I know I can back myself up. And I think you all know that too. I have the receipts, the proof, the timelines, the screenshots, fucking everything. I have it. So when I do go live about certain things, I'm coming guns blazing, man, all the fucking time. And for me, like, doing the Savannah Guthrie thing was like, it wouldn't work out for me because I want nothing but for Savannah to get her mom back and and like to have them whole. Like I want nothing but that. But for me to go live and talk about I know about it or I have an interest in it, like I don't. And I kind of feel like this guy that we just played, was like, oh, well, Lita and the report is big news. Maria's saying that autopsy report's been out there forever. No, it hasn't. Another live from Maria. Why do you think Stark has a me, 90 Day Fiancé update, Mary Pants, all talked about that the second it came out? I mean, guys, you all think I'm power hungry for money and like all this shit. Ugh. If you only knew what was happening in my real life right now. But I could have done that over and over again. Hot button issues like that, but I didn't. Because when I go live, I want people to know that I'm well versed in everything I'm talking about. And I think that's why, I got the reaction I did when I first started, because when I first started going live on Periscope and then IG and then here, I had cast members with me. They were in my comments. People trusted me because they knew, because I had so much fanfare around me, because I was speaking the truth, that they would believe what I was saying. And I put my, when I first started, I had a broken arm. I had a broken arm from year to year in 2015. And I was a court reporter and I couldn't type for 9 months. So I had a cast from here to the tip of my fingers. It was like this. Because I had a compound fracture. I had 2 surgeries. I have plates in my arm. But I started going live, not even live, but on Twitter, live tweeting TV shows because I was bored at home, couldn't work. And I was told, oh, celebrities are on Twitter and you could tweet them. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds fun. And I started doing that. And I got a massive following. And I was just being myself. I was like, this person on this show just sucks a big bag of dicks. And then the person I was talking about would be like, do I suck that many dicks? And I'm like, oh, wow, celebrities really do talk to you back on Twitter. And it grew from there. And I started going on Periscope. And this was never planned. I mean, the first 6 years I'd even done this, I was still working full time as a paralegal and a court reporter up until 2019. I started in 2013. And I never set out to be some type of truth teller or blogger or a celebrity blogger or non-celebrity blogger, whatever they want to call me. And I made a million fucking mistakes because no one gives you a book on how to gain 200,000 followers overnight. And, I went from a person that no one gave a fuck about to having 200,000 followers overnight with the Larissa shit. And then people are waiting with bated breath for what I was gonna say. Talk about like crazy shit. I'm some weird asshole from Long Island that works in a court reporting office, and now like I have failed and fucked up a million times, and I know I'd be a lot better off if I just kept my shit to myself. But here we are. Hindsight's 2020, and every cliche you want to fucking say. You learn the hard way, and I'm still learning the hard way. Up until a week ago on Monday, still learning the hard way. All I can do is say that I hope that I do better, but I shut all this shit down. I deleted my Instagram. I deleted my YouTube. And then lo and fucking behold, the day after I delete my YouTube and my Instagram, is that the coroner's report comes out with the autopsy saying that Lita killed the baby. And I'm like, you have no idea. I just didn't want to be around anymore. God was like, nope. You're still in the fucking Hotel California, John. And let me say about this community, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. This community is the Hotel fucking California. It really is. Wow. I've been live for 3 hours and it's only 7:46. At any rate, I never asked for any of this. Honestly, if I could solve it my way, I would still be working in my office in Mineola at my reporting agency. The only reason why I stopped working there is because my owner retired after being 75, and it was like, it's time for me to close the business, and here we are. But I do have, as much as people don't want to talk about it, I do have 4 degrees. I did work in law for quite a long time as a paralegal, and I always want to evolve myself. So I started as a paralegal, then I went into court reporting, and then I turned into a non-attorney rep, where people like me at Binder and Binder, I was a non-attorney rep. So I can go to claim cases, me, John Yates, as a non-attorney rep, being an attorney and fight for people in disability cases, which nobody knows. I've never said that out loud. I don't even think Cody knows that about me. But I used to be a non-attorney rep, which is an attorney, but you have to say non-attorney rep because then there's a legal gray window. But I would be in court helping people with their disability cases, which no one ever knew. And I probably should never have said it, but it is what it is. Because I did, I was a history teacher and I didn't like it. So if you don't like history teaching, you have to go to law. When you have a history degree background, it's either 2 things, teaching or law. That's it. That's all you get. Or a museum curator. Good luck with that fucking shit. But that's pretty much all you get. Wendy, is Wendy in the chat? I thought I said Wendy's name. I was say Wendy can talk to Dave because Dave knows all about that. Yeah, so when I talk about this stuff and I look at things, it's not about me having a vendetta against Leida. No. It's about me having 4 degrees, an MAT in education history, a bachelor's in history, a bachelor's in psychology, an associate's in liberal arts, and then going to like my legal stuff because, you know, you have to train to be a paralegal, and then you also have to go to school to be a court reporter. And let me tell you something about being a court reporter. It is one of the hardest jobs in the world, where 90% of the people that go into it fail within the first week. And that's how being a court reporter is. So I've done my due diligence, and I've done my share of academia to know the difference between an apple and a fucking orange. So I don't know, guys. All I know is that Maria and anybody attached to her, anyone going to chat room, and like Maria is like not doing herself any favors. Like, I will say, as much as I was nonplussed about this guy's live, he did give her, without knowing anything about her or Leida, like the business. So I will give him credit in that regard. But my issue with that is that, like, you know, if you're using, like, who gave you my post? Who gave you, like, everything that you showed with my watermark on it? In the very least, you could have just tagged me in the description. That's it. In the, like, you know, and I do have an issue with people who are money hungry. I'm not saying that guy is, but, you know, when I hear someone say, well, I don't know who Leida is, and I don't know the case, and I never watched the show, but, you know, it's making news, and I'm talking about it. Well, you're not someone that should be talking about it then. If you don't know who Leida is, if you never watch the show, if you're not caught up with her exploits, then you shouldn't be on your YouTube channel talking about it. And that's how I feel. And I don't need to have all the credit. I mean, I was the one that rolled the ball. But, like, you know, if it wasn't for Starcasm and 90 Day Fiance Update and Mary Pants keeping this alive, because I gave up on it. I'm like, I can't talk about Leida anymore. People are telling me I'm obsessed with her, and I want to. I got yelled at for people are telling me I was obsessed with Leida, and I couldn't talk about her because it made me look bad. Huh? No. So, in summation, let's end this at 3.5 hours because I didn't want to be this. I don't want to be long. Oh my God. People I don't think I need to say it. I think I said it. I think I said everything in black and white. So, with all that being said, I'm going to end this live. I'm going to go through the text now. And then I'll show those tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the support. And again, If anybody has a question for me, they can reach out to me on my Instagram account, either John Yates 327 TV or John Yates Official. And you can reach out to me if you have a question. This live will be reported. Like, I'm doing this pro bono, guys, by the way. You want to see some shit? I'll show you one thing before I go. Oh, shit. The battery's dying. Hold on, guys. I gotta plug in. Plug. Oh my god. Shit. Hold on. I get my battery charging. Okay. What was I just saying? Remind me. What was I going to show? Yeah, I was going to do in the midst of. What was I going to show? I can't remember. Damn it. It's fine. Never mind. It's cool. But for Maria to go live on the great people's channels and like be so cavalier about it, like, oh well, like you heard, you know, when the medical examiner says that the mother killed the baby, and Maria saying, well, I don't know if it's Eric or Maria. I mean, I don't know if it's Eric or Lita. She knows, and I had the text to prove it. I'll show it tomorrow. I'm gonna work on those texts. We're at 3.5 hours. It's time for me to go. I'm good. But coming soon, tomorrow or maybe tonight, I'm gonna show all the texts, and then we're gonna see who's really lying here. And with that being said, everybody have a good night. Take care.